is attending the launch of the National Science Week. Simpiwe?
That's correct, Pearl. Thank you and a warm welcome, everybody. Now, we are, as Pearl said, we're coming to you live from the Mittah Seperepere Convention Centre here in Kimberley in the Northern Cape. And later on today, the Minister of Higher Education, Science and Innovation, Dr. Blade Nzimande, will be launching this year's National Science Week. And that will be in partnership with the Northern Cape Basic Education Department and as well as the South African Agency for Technology Advancement, SAASTA. And over 2,000 learners from around the province will converge and to show us and exhibit some of their wares with regards to science and innovation. Now, the Minister joins me now to talk more about this. A very good morning to Minister. Welcome.
Morning, Simpiwe. Morning to your viewers and listeners at World at Home.
So, this being your first National Science Week, Minister, your views on this particular event?
Well, it's a very important week, because as a country, we use this 1 week to try and focus the attention of the country on the importance of science, and innovation in particular. But in addition to that, we are also focusing on the uses of science, and innovation in many areas. Like this year, we're focusing on the challenge of climate change, But our primary target, of course, is our learners, who are at school. One of the big challenges we still have in South Africa is the fear of maths, for instance, the fear of sciences and so on. So we want to use this week to say actually science can be fun, mathematics can be fun if you practice enough and so on. Particularly in this day and age, the issue of innovation is very important. This is not to say human and social sciences are not important, because they are also very important. They are sciences as well. But also what we call STEM subjects like science, technology, engineering, mathematics is something that is very important. So the week is very important. What is happening is not just taking place here in Kimberley. In most districts of the country, we've got gathering like this, this week, inviting young people, inviting learners in particular to be part of this, to see also some of the innovations, and the creations and so on. I'm also very happy that I am coming back here to Kimberley, partnering with the Plaatje University, which I was very much part of setting it up, and now it's up and running, it's really growing, which is also very important. Yes. Now,
Minister, in your budget speech, you had mentioned that in as much as South Africa is still in the cusp of the fourth industrial revolution, it's very important that we advance the causes of humanities and social sciences. So how then do you think that science will play a role in the advancement of the social sciences causes in South Africa?
Look, sometimes I think we go too far in drawing divisions, for instance, say, between physical science, the importance of physical science vis-a-vis the importance of humanities and social sciences. Human beings are human beings, they are a species. They need all of this. We live all these things this day. We need the gadgets that we use every day just as we interact with each other. In fact, the fourth industrial revolution, it's going to change many things that are also going to have lots of impact on humanity, Some jobs are going to disappear, new jobs are going to appear. And just that adjustment will actually require that we also understand the implications of that for communities, for families, for industry and so on. So therefore, it is important that when we promote science, we promote both the natural sciences as well as social sciences and humanities as well. But as we know as a country is that we're still lagging behind insofar as your mathematical and natural sciences are concerned. That is why also we use this also to say to our young people, do not be afraid of that. And also, by the way, to discourage some of the practices that are happening in some schools, where if you want to get good matric results, you say to learners, don't do mathematics, go and do functional mathematics. Both subjects have got a place, but it is not correct to try and discourage kids from actually doing mathematics. So it's very important. So part of this then is to address those things and to say, let's not be afraid of science. Let's not discourage our young people, especially our learners. Many of them today, they've got access to knowledge that in our youth we did not have. The fact that all these youngsters, learners, they are possibly carrying a cell phone, today. They've got access to limitless data and so on. That means we are in a different space, and science and technology is very important in that context. And those are gadgets that can actually be used to change society, for our young people to be innovative. In fact, a lot of innovations come from young people, who come with various solutions, new applications and so on. And I'm very confident that as South Africa, actually, we rank relatively highly, in the world. But we can even be in the top 20 insofar as science and innovation is concerned.
And science and innovation, Minister, as you said, is logic. Maths is logic, science is logic, and logic is very central in our daily lives. And I've just been going through some of the massive innovations by biodiversity innovations by some of the young people who've been exhibiting here, and it is absolutely amazing. Now, you also mentioned some of the interesting developments that your department will be rolling out, including the hydrogen fuel cells to provide alternative energies. Now, these are some of the programs that you'll be spending that 8.2 billion rand on. Take us through some of these.
Yes, it's very important also that we are not just talking about things, only those things we want to do. It is important also to highlight that we've made some very important innovations in South Africa, like the hydrogen cell battery, which can actually replace electricity and also replace other forms of energy. And by the way, deriving largely from a mineral resources that in the world today is in South Africa and Zimbabwe, its largest deposits, which is platinum. In other words, also that will help us to do what we've always been talking about, beneficiation, so that we just dig our minerals and then take them to the ports outside the country, but that we are able to process them. So those are some of the things that we are sponsoring in order to try and create a lot of innovations in South Africa. We're also training, by the way, a lot of people in data science. I'm very pleased, as I say again, that Plaatje University here actually offers a very unique undergraduate degree in data science, because data now is going to be, as we say, the new currency, in the world in terms of its importance and in terms of innovation and so on. And South Africa has had lots of creativity, and there are young people, for instance, who are design their own cell phones, Still early stages, but those are the kinds of projects that we support as the department, so that we are able to actually realize the potential of our young people.
This is such an important subject, Minister. I wish you had more time, but unfortunately we are thin on time. But thank you so much for your time. I'm going to let you go so you can grab a cup of coffee. It is freezing out here. Yes. Minister.
Thank you very much.
Indeed. That was the Minister for Higher Education, Science and Innovation, Dr. Blade Nzimande, just giving us an overview and laying the foundation for the National Science Week, which will be launching later on today. And what are your views with regards to climate change? And what is your role? What are you playing? Or are you at all playing the part in terms of preserving and protecting the environment? Tweet us at Morning Live SABC or hashtag Morning Live SABC. We're coming to you live from the Mittah Seperepere Convention Centre in Kimberley in Northern Cape. This is Morning Live. Let's take a short break.